In this video, I'm going to teach you what we call the self-soother technique. Now, you can use this technique on just about anything, but I highly recommend you use it to release the stress of the day before you go to sleep, because if you do that, you're going to basically get better quality sleep because your brain isn't going to have to try and release the stress during your REM cycle. So you'll get more deep sleep and you'll feel a lot more well rested when you wake up. But you can also use this on panic attacks or even releasing trauma. I don't recommend you do that. It's better to work with trauma with your therapist, but just letting you know that if you're having a trauma response, you can certainly use this as well. So the reason that this is so powerful is because it incorporates three activities at the same time. There is a breathing technique, there is an arm movement, and there is also an eye movement. The eye movements will reset the brain and the nervous system. It works with the vagus nerve that runs down the center of the body as well. We're going to be oxygenating the body with the deep breathing. And the arm movement is going to be stimulating the skin follicles, which will basically make your body think that you're experiencing some kind of hug, and therefore it will release serotonin, which will work through and to basically switch off the receptor sites between the response and the experience. So eventually the experience will just be that, and there won't be any emotional response attached to that. So you can do this anywhere, but I will say it's going to look a little bit strange. So you might want to, if you're at work, go to maybe the toilet cubicle or somewhere like that, but definitely do this just before you go to bed. And again, you can put your headphones on and listen to one of our hypnotherapy tracks when you're done. So I'm going to demonstrate this now. And so what I suggest you do is, obviously, if you're already in the reaction, you're not going to have to do a lot of feeling into what's going on. But let's imagine that you're just sat on the edge of the bed. You close your eyes, you feel into your nervous system, and you can scale how strong out of 10 that feeling is for you right now. And then you can have your eyes closed. You feel that, you've scaled it. Now set a clear intention, because these techniques work better when you set an intention and state to your unconscious mind what it is you're trying to accomplish. So it might be, I want to release the stress from my body. I want to let this go. It's safe to release this now, something like that. And then you're going to open your eyes. You're going to keep your head still, looking straight ahead. You're going to cross your arms on your shoulders. You're going to start to rub in a downward motion the outside of your arms. And you're going to keep that going the whole time. And that's, again, you're going to stimulate the skin follicles, relax the body, release serotonin, which is going to help you to calm the body down. You're going to keep the head still. You're going to look up at the ceiling, and you're going to look left and right in that highest part of the eye socket in a bilateral movement, like a straight line from left to right. And you can time this with the downstroke. So every time I get to the shoulders, I change size to the left and to the right. And then you're going to add the breathing on top. Those two will stay exactly as they are. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through your mouth. Highly recommend that you keep your jaw and your tongue relaxed, because that will then switch off the thoughts. Because in order to do this effectively, you're going to need to be present. So you're going to do this for about 20 to 30 seconds of breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. And see if you can get more relaxed every time you breathe out through your mouth. Once you've done enough up there, and you've reset the visual cortex, which is what this does in the top part of the eye, you're now going to move into the center of the eye. Keep everything going left and right towards the ears now, which are going to reset the sounds. You're going to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. And you're just going to keep that going. Now, if you can yawn, even better, because yawning is the quickest way to release stress and tension from the body, and you'll get there in half the time if you do yawn. But if you can't make yourself yawn, you can just simply, you'll probably find you might yawn all by yourself. You might find that you get watery eyes as well. That's cortisol. It's not crying. There will be tears, obviously, but there will be cortisol in there, which means it's working. So that's normal. When you've done enough in that center of the eye, you're going to then move down to the last position, which is looking down at the floor. Which is resetting all of the kinesthetics, the feelings, the emotions, the sensations, and the self-talk all lives in that lower part of the eye. So again, we're resetting the nervous system, we're calming down, we're softening. You can almost liken it to trying to nod off to sleep. Every time you breathe out, you might be kind of your head starting to feel a bit heavy like a bowling ball. You're yawning, just letting it go more and more every time you breathe out. And when you've done enough of all of that, just going to uncross. You're going to take a final deep breath in, hold for a second, and then measure the difference, right? That was a 10 before. What's that come down to now? And if you need to, you can repeat or use one of the other techniques. We highly recommend as well that you might put the anchor on the end. So think of it like everything that we talk about with our recovery protocols, which is the moment you know that you've been overthinking or you're ruminating or you've been triggered into a response, interrupt the thought, relax the jaw, drop the tongue, use one of the tools, and then reset with an anchor. All right. And if you want to know more about anchoring, you can have a look at our channel to see that video. I'll put it in the comments section. So, hope that's been beneficial. Use that, and I'll see you again soon.